You're Sperp back with another video, and man, the Fear Street trilogy has come to an end. I just got done watching Fear Street Part 3, 1666. This is the conclusion of this trilogy, but is it the conclusion of this universe that they're building? I have no idea. I will say I have to recommend you guys check out this interview with Perry Nemiroff. She interviews the director of all three of these movies, Leigh Jenkin. I think that would I probably butchered her last name, but it's such a fascinating interview. You should definitely check it out, and it really goes into detail what she was going for, and just a lot of interesting behind the scenes kind of things that led up to this moment. And I really am curious to see where Fear Street goes, because she does hint at building a universe out of this trilogy. I don't know if that's going to be in TV form. I would like them to kind of play around with the movies and kind of a TV series. That would be cool. Like with the TV series, you could do like one-off stories. With the movies, you could do one-off stories and stuff like that. I definitely am looking forward to a part 4, 5, and 6. With all that being said, though, let's get right into this review. I'm not going to spoil anything because, man, there is so much going on in this final movie, or this final act. This picks up where part 2 left off with, finally things are starting to come together. Ziggy has the hand of Seraphir, and they have the body. So as soon as Dina kind of puts those two together, she gets kind of transported back in time as Seraphir, and you're kind of watching it through her perspective. She's not Seraphir herself, but you're just seeing everything play out with her from her perspective, and you're seeing a lot of familiar actors that we've seen from part 1 and part 2 in this. And I'm really liking the setting and the vibe to it. It's very serious. It's the most serious I've seen out of all three of these movies. It's definitely a lot more grounded. We get a lot more backstory on Seraphir herself, and man, it's really surprising. Like, there's a really dope twist in this movie, and I'm not going to spoil it because I didn't even see this coming, but the seeds have been planted and it's right in front of your faces, and I can't wait to kind of see people's reaction of it. I'm really curious, though, to see people's reaction on this first half of just the backstory of Seraphir and just how similar, you know, her kind of situation is with Dina and Sam, where in this case, back in 1666, being a lesbian or something like that is not acceptable. They kind of look at it as like witchcraft in this, and I kind of like how they play with that a little bit, and it ends up kind of flipping, and you start to get more reveals, and you start to see, oh, who's really pulling the strings here. And that's what's really fascinating about watching this first part, because it gives us a lot of answers. The second part of this whole entire movie, though, that's my personal favorite part. And man, I love what they do with that. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna spoil that. There's a lot of surprises and things I wasn't expecting. So Sarah is pretty much being falsely accused of something, but there's something more sinister at bay, and she feels like she has something to do with that, because she's in love with somebody that, she's not supposed to be in love with, and that causes a whole entire rift through the whole town, and it just becomes this crazy witch hunt to get Seraphir and the one that she loves, because they feel like all this bad stuff is happening to the town because of what they're doing. And she happens to be the pastor's daughter, and the pastor's really creepy. I wish we kind of got more of him in this, because he has a really creepy presence about him. He's kind of like the first person that you kind of see really get possessed, I would say. I just had so much fun with this. I like that they went back in time, and when I say the gore in this is so much more satisfying than the previous two, because it really makes the previous two look like nothing. Like, man, I can't say I can't say what my favorite part of this movie is, because that is a spoiler, but I'm telling you, the ending to this is really something to watch, man. It's just, I can't wait to watch all this in 4K and all of its glory, and just really rewatch this whole entire series, because I have watched part 1 and 2 like about 3 times now, and I'm going to watch 1666 a second time when it premieres, and I'm gonna look for things that I didn't really notice at first, but I just like how they're tying everything together and really giving you answers that people had questions that they didn't really answer in previous parts. Also, a lot of different characters get closure, especially Josh. Shout outs to Josh. That's probably my favorite character next to like Kate. I definitely want to do like a whole live stream, or maybe not a live stream, but another video kind of just talking about all 3 movies. I don't know. Let me know how you guys feel about that. Should I do a live stream, do another video? I may or may not do it. So I don't know, man. I did a poll on it, so a lot of people responded positively. So that might be something I'll do in the future, in the very near future. Who knows? But to kind of close things out, this was a really fun 3 week event. Really dope trilogy. Very risky too to shoot 3 movies back to back. Yes, these movies are flawed. Like, I was looking really forward to part 2, and like I said, some of the kills in that were a little disappointing, but overall I think the story kind of stands on its own. I think the story itself was really dope. But hold on, one thing I am wondering, and it's been kind of bothering me, but I guess she's still sleeping somewhere. Where is Sheila's character? Is she gonna pop back up in part 4 or 5 or something like that? Because it would be interesting to see her and Ziggy kind of patch things up if, they have to save one another or something like that. Have them kind of have a redemption. But I feel like Ziggy knocking out Sheila pretty much was justifiable, but that's a whole nother, I'm focusing on part 3. I like the aesthetic. The music was dope. The way it's shot was beautiful. I like the overall kind of love story that they were going for in this whole trilogy. I'm wondering if they do another trilogy, will they do a completely different other story that's kind of connected? Because I will say, you gotta stay. There is somewhat of a mid-credit scene. It's interesting how they kind of do it. I'm wondering where that's going to lead off to. Overall, this was really dope. Let me know how you guys feel about this in the comments below. What was your favorite Fear Street part? Was it part 1, part 2, or part 3? Also, if you have seen this, let me know all your thoughts and feelings, your pros, your cons. Does Sarah Fear's origin story kind of work for you? Does this overall finale work for you? Are you looking forward to the future of this franchise? Or do you just think we could do without more of these movies? Let me know all your thoughts. Till next time, I'll see y'all later. Peace.